Dubious ones, welcome back to the channel for some more WWE 2K25. Today we are going over all the new gameplay reveals in great detail. Make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video though, as I will have a few little surprises for you. But first off, we're going to look at some new showcase gameplay and what we can expect from it moving forward. And we're also going to take a look at the brand new third-person camera controls that some speculated that we would see as an in-game option, a GTA-style camera mode for while you're playing your matches. But I was fairly certain it was going to be locked to only replays and entrances. So stay tuned as we finally have clarification on that. And we will also get our first look at a whole bunch of new roster members and their character models. So let's get into it, as it's going to be a fun one today. Starting off with a little bit of showcase. So full credit goes out to Up Down Down for the footage used in this video. This is a little bit of gameplay footage that they dropped earlier on today. So if you'd like to see the full unedited video, feel free to go check them out. I will leave a link to their YouTube channel in the comments down below. And of course, with me, if you have not already, make sure you follow me on X at mr.dubbs86. Again, link down in the description down below so you never miss a video. And make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. What are you waiting for? It supports the channel and it's free. But our first look here at the showcase mode, you get to see we are in this Bloodline showcase going to be able to play as Nia Jax, as you're getting Nia Jax versus Laya Valkyria from the King and Queen of the Ring back on May 25th, 2024. We're also getting, and as you can see, you still get the video library, you still get the options, all the same stuff as before. We're also getting Roman Reigns at versus Seth Rollins at the Royal Rumble from January 29th, 2022. Again, you can see each of these matches still giving you match rewards, objective rewards, all that fun stuff. But these boys are starting off with the Wild Samoans versus the Dudley Boys, Day 1 Arena right now. So again, we're getting match rewards, you've got objective rewards, all the standard stuff you'd see from showcase mode. But let's take a look at the Dudley Boys entrance here, as we're going to get a look at the new third-person camera that they are giving us. That, see right here, you can see the third-person camera giving us that GTA look and feel to it. So you get to walk behind both of them in the third-person camera that you will be controlling with the right thumbstick. You can switch to spectating cameras. You can toggle the camera info. You get the full control in these entrances a lot more, as you can see them going through on the bottom left here of your screen there. Spectating camera, animated camera, but you can switch in between and toggle between them to get your different camera angles during entrances. And I think the third-person camera is a nice addition. The Dudley Boys models looking great. I mean, the game looks fantastic, as it always does. The graphics in these games are incredible. Here we're getting our first look at some of the objectives here. So you can see it says Alpha and Sika have only one objective: hurt their opponents, get either the head, arms, torso, legs of Bubba Ray or Devon to the extreme red damage. That's one of your objectives. So showcase mode not having changed too much. We no longer have the really annoying slingshot technology that they were throwing in there. Now, when you're going to have cutscenes, it's going to be with the in-game models. Unfortunately, we don't get to see a lot of that in this short, brief gameplay that we got from the showcase mode. But you can see another objective here. You've got perform 3 taunts of any type. And then the final, now drop either of the Dudleys once you finish these two, with the move that was made famous by the Wild Samoans, the devastating Samoan drop finisher. And it tells you how to do the finisher with the right trigger and the A button, as they're using an Xbox controller. So let's get into the gameplay footage. Again, checklists. Some matches they're going to be optional. Other matches they're going to be mandatory. Again, when you first hop into the game, it's letting you know that the targeting you can be selected during the match, so you can click the right thumbstick to change who you're looking at. As far as UI and gameplay, as you can see, the UI hasn't changed very much from last year. You still have your signature meters the same. You have your 3 stock finishers that you can have. You still earn stamina and everything the same way, earn towards your signature and your finishers the same way. You still have your stamina meter and all that stuff going on, as you can see in the yellow going down. So not a lot of changes, which is a little bit sad for longtime veterans like me. It lets you know, again, more prompts, just letting you know you can press the Y button just before an attack lands to perform a reversal and turn the tables on your opponent. Some strong grapples have reversal opportunities in the middle of the move. They are called major reversals and deal more damage. So again, gameplay-wise, the engine has not changed that much. It's very much, if you like 2K25 currently, and you like the gameplay and the engine that we have there, then you're very much going to enjoy this game. If, however, you do not enjoy that, then I do not think you're going to be pleasantly surprised at 2K25, as there has not been a lot of major changes made to the gameplay engine. Again, stamina system, if you're for it, great. If you're not, sad. Same thing goes if we're talking about the stun meter. It's still there, sadly. Excuse me. Here, they accidentally one of the partners went through the table. The Dudleys put them through the table. So Kofi actually ended up flubbing that showcase match. So he gives it the old college try. He tries one more time. And once again, not paying attention to those objectives as far as needing to get the damage into red. I mean, even just going as far as getting put through a table himself and losing the match last time. But you can see the same prompts late if you're late on the reversal timing. It'll tell you when you're early. Again, as far as the gameplay goes, it looks identical to last year. It hasn't changed much in the last few years. So if you like this current engine, you will be happy with 2K25. If you did not like the engine and you're not crazy about it, I'm sad to report that we don't have any real good news for you. As you can see, we've got Captain Lou Albano on the outside. And if you look at the fans, unfortunately, they also not very much major improvements made to the crowd on the outside. Very much samey, very much the same few fans in the audience, the same interactions, reactions. We're not getting big, real world improvements that I think we're going to have to wait until the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 generation is completely gone, and they fully move to the current gen and PC only. It's been a long time since we've seen any major improvements to the crowd. And the crowd reactions, which is kind of sad because it does kind of take you out of it when they're shooting for such hyper-realism in this game. And right here, as you can see, Kofi Kingston, ignoring all of his objectives here on the top left, doesn't care, puts the Dudleys through the table. Your winners, the Wild Samoans. But as you can see, not a lot has changed to Showcase mode other than the fact that we're not having the slingshot technology used anymore, where you're going to hit a prompt and be transitioned into a real-life match and real-life footage. Here, as you can see, more of the third-person options, not necessarily using it, but you can change the camera options throughout entrances now if you care to watch your entrances. As you can see, you can spectate third person or however you'd like to. Basically free roam with the cameras. So again, the camera changes and stuff like that. Another thing taken, I feel like, from the from Fight Forever. So some of the brighter spots of Fight Forever, being able to change the camera during your entrance, being able to set off the pyro and stuff. So WWE 2K25 taking some of that, which is nice to see. Them taking, again, some of the brighter spots from that game. But again, now we are seeing our very first men's and women's Intergender Royal Rumble here. Monumental moment for this game, as it's been over a decade now that we have not been able to have men and women in the same match. So now, as you're seeing on your screen here right now, we have Naomi, we have Liv Morgan, and we have Jade Cargill. But you're going to see, as you probably saw from the thumbnail of the video, depending if that's what I went with or not. Well, stay tuned for that. I'm sure you'll already know that by now, but I don't know just yet watching this. But probably going to be throwing up The main event, Jey Uso jumping into this Royal Rumble. Well, we have Liv Morgan, Jade Cargill, and Naomi fighting it out. Jey Uso popping in there. So as you can see, the intergender match stipulations really apply to every match in the game. You can just have men versus women. Doesn't really matter whether you're in a tag team, four-way, singles, triple threat. If you want to do an elimination chamber and have 5 women and 1 man, or vice versa, 5 men, 1 woman, you can do that. You can do 3v3. You can do, you know what I mean? You can have any combination of men or women, any superstar you want in this match. It does not matter the gender anymore. So what we used to have, that's how it used to be in the old Aki wrestling games back in the early 2000s, and how it used to be in all these games up until, you know, the mid to late 20, like around 2008, 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. They got rid of it. But yeah, it's been, again, over a decade, probably over 15 years since we've been able to do this in a WWE game. So, as you can see on screen, Royal Rumbles also have not changed very much. We're still getting very much the samey as far as just throw your opponent into the ropes as soon as you can. Like, try and throw him over the ropes and then try and spear him out of the ring. As you're going to see Xavier Woods right there. He screws up the spear, but you get the idea. It's very much the samey. No big gameplay changes here. No big switches to the engine. Some of us will be disappointed. Some of us will be very happy for that. It really just depends on if you enjoy the current engine the way it is. If you've been enjoying 2K22, 23, and 24, then you're most likely going to feel right at home with 2K25, as there's been next to no changes that we've seen so far in the gameplay from 2K24 to 25, other than your obvious, you know, graphical improvements here and there, changes to the camera angles during entrances. But as far as your overall presentation, as you can see on the bottom left, actually right here, one of the players who's not playing, you have the option to take over one of the AI players in the Royal Rumbles. So again, that's something you could do before anyways, which is something I wanted to point out there for you guys. But like you can see here, women versus men doesn't really matter. Now you're just going to want to play as your favorite superstar, whether it be a man or a woman, and just, you know, go to town. If you would like to have Rhea Ripley as your new WWE champion and have her main event against Cody Rhodes, then this is the game for you, because you can now do that. You now have the freedom. If you think Charlotte Flair is the GOAT and you want her to prove it and have her take on the Tribal Chief, the OTC, at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship, well, now the world is your oyster and you can do that. Now, can we have men wrestling for women's titles? That we don't know about just quite yet in the game. I think it would be... I mean, Fight Forever didn't let you do that, but they would let the women compete for all the men's titles. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I really don't know one way or the other. I don't know if it would be weird for you to be able to do that. I think Santino Marella has won the women's championship in the past. So it wouldn't be out of... Oh, that's actually something I wanted to touch on right here. Let's see if I can time that well. Where did that happen? Sorry to interrupt my train of thought there. But yeah, we don't know yet if women and the men will be able to compete for women's titles. But from what we understand, the women should be able to compete for any of the men's titles, at the very least. Now, I guess I didn't go far enough back, so let's rewind a little bit further. I just want to see the controls there for us. If I can just freeze it on that. I believe that should be coming up any second here. My apologies, but wanted to give you a better look just so you could see that not much of the controls have really changed. I guess I went back a little bit further than I wanted to. But yeah, they just so you're aware, it's not a big deal, but many of the controls there we go. So many of the controls, much of the same as you could see last year. If you're on basic controls, the right thumbstick, as some people had been suggesting that maybe we'd get this third-person camera mode in regular gameplay and regular matches. That is not the case. As you can see, as your right stick is still going to be used for pinning, repositioning your opponent, or clicking in the right thumbstick to change your opponent. This, again, they're playing with an Xbox controller, I believe, on a PC build of the game. But again, controls much the same. Y to dodge, X to light attack, A to heavy attack, B to grab. Right trigger is you either combine it with A for a signature or for a finisher, X for a signature, Y for a payback, and B for a submission. And then running is still your left trigger, picking up an object, still the left bumper, moving around still with the left thumbstick, and then click on it to change your stance. And then your taunts are still on the left D-pad here, and the right bumper doing nothing at all, just sitting there doing nothing. And then the back button, or whatever you want to consider this button, display current target / swap team member. So these are your controls. Again, pretty much identical to 2K24. No big changes here. Now let's get back into the Rumble and see, ooh, big super kick from Jade Cargill and a big drop kick from Alundra Blaze there. But as you can see, we've got the bloodline here. We've got the OG bloodline and the current blood, or I guess not current anymore, but we've got Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso going at it, along with Xavier Woods. Guess who's playing him in the corner? It looked like he was going for a pop-up finisher there and messed it up. I think he's really just trying to throw everybody into the ropes to eliminate them as fast as he can. Oh, but is he going to struggle? Looked like he almost got thrown out by Jade Cargill there. And, Jade Cargill, is she going to knock out Xavier Woods? Oh, and a big reversal there, and it looks like Xavier Woods managing to stay in this match. But as you can see, same old, you still have the nip up, and same, pretty much everything is the same from 2K24 as far as instant recovery, doing your finisher, charging up moves, getting your opponent up with a wake-up taunt. Nothing has really changed here. Reversals, everything pretty much the same. The stun meter still there. Very disappointing for a lot of players, I'm well aware. And again, Royal Rumble's not really changing too much either. As you can see, somebody's got to be getting an elimination here soon. Big spear from Jade Cargill there. But as far, and look at, and the women holding their own against the men here is Alundra Blaze and Jade Cargill standing tall. Ooh, but a big reversal from Jacob Fatu there. Ooh, and a big reversal from, Xavier Woods and Jacob Fatu, both with very big reversals at key points. Alundra Blaze manages to stay in the match. Then we've got a big running neck breaker from Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods again accidentally going to the pause menu. And both women have been eliminated. We don't even get to see the eliminations on camera. But Xavier Woods, Jacob Fatu, and Jimmy Uso, your final three remaining members. Jacob Fatu with a huge performance in the 2025 Royal Rumble. But we've got a big, shocking final three here. Is Xavier Woods going to get eliminated? Boom, with a big neck breaker. But as all good things must come to an end, as does this match, we can see Jacob Fatu about to hit a finish, but Xavier Woods' 3 finishers stored. Jimmy Uso, gets hit in the corner. Jimmy Uso has 1. Jacob Fatu has none. Now, if Jimmy's quick here, he might be able to get a quick elimination. Big spear. He's got him stunned. He wasted his finish on that. I would not have done that because, as you can see, our boy over here, Xavier Woods, has 3 stored finishers. So I would not have been wasting my finisher there to eliminate him, is because, now it's all on Xavier Woods to mess this up. 3 fully stored finishers here. And we've got, the small package driver. That's 1 finisher down. 1 finisher down. And Jimmy Uso, is that going to be enough? But Jimmy survives. But Xavier Woods going up top, hitting another finisher. The tightrope walk into the elbow drop, and he still has 1 finisher to spare if he needs it. But, that is it for Jimmy Uso, and we have a winner. Ladies and gentlemen, going on to WrestleMania, the main event, Xavier Woods. But as you can see, game looks great. Same old, greatest of all time if you have a long match, all that fun stuff. Not a lot has changed from the UI, but this is some of the special stuff I was talking about for you guys that I wanted to show you. Obviously, you probably have seen this one, but stick with us as this is not the only one. We have about 3 new entrances to share with you. The very first, we're going to get it. The final boss, all levels cleared. Let's take a look-see here. We're going to kill that audio because we don't want to be copyrighted. But all levels cleared. Boom. 99% completed. Uh-oh. Bow. 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 Activating version 10.0 versus not your Matt Hardy version 2.0. We're looking at version 10.0. Bow. Bow, 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 bow. I'm not gonna lie, this does look fire. Like they did a really good job on the Rock's entrance here. Again, the fans looking the way they do really kind of takes me out of it. Let me know in the comments down below. Do these fans in the corner, like the way the fans look with how polished and everything else looks in this game and how realistic they have the graphics looking on all the like in-game models, does the audience not now take you right out of it? Because it bothers me. I've never had the crowd really bother me in the wrestling games in the past because they've always kind of been terrible. But with how hyper realistic they go for stuff like this, for like the Rock's entrance and everything, to get everything down to the pyro, the camera angles, the lighting, championships, get every little detail right. But then you have this terrible looking crowd from like 2016. Like, it's crazy. It's just such a glaring, it's a really, it bugs me. It's a really glaring issue for me. It just stands out that I don't know if it really bothers you guys, if you even notice it. But when we're looking at like just how beautiful they put all this work into just every other part of the game and how good the models look, that very generic, samey crowd that we've had for over a decade just looks out of place. It doesn't look good. But The Rock, with that People's Championship overhand, got the beautiful animation from putting it over the shoulder. Looks great. Looks fantastic. We don't get to see the feet, so again, changing the camera angle, is he just going to walk right on the fire? We'll have to wait and see. But I'm assuming he would be. I think that might have been something they missed. But again, that crowd, it just gets to me. I don't know. I don't like it. I'm not crazy about it. But The Rock definitely looks fantastic. The final boss in his final form here in WWE 2K25. Again, these games are only just they're just gonna keep looking more and more realistic, getting more and more lifelike. They need to work on that crowd. Like the arena, everything else looks great. This looks fantastic. Like, look how well they did The Rock this year with that People's Championship, everything else. Looks fantastic. It's not perfect by any stretch, but looks really, really, really good. And yeah, I really think that crowd really takes you out of it. It's such a video game looking crowd. It stands out like such a sore thumb in this game. Games like Ultra Pro Wrestling, where you have a different kind of graphic style, it kind of goes with it. It kind of adds to it. You know, where it's when you have a game like this where it's so photorealistic and so meant to look like the product you're seeing on TV all the time, the crowd, especially with those lame hairstyles, like everybody having that same lame short haircut because it's easier to render and just hairstyles are hard in video games, as we've seen with all the terrible hair options in Create a Wrestler. But you see, like, it's all samey, doesn't look realistic at all. The crowd just really, really gets to me. And it never has like this before. But like I said, that was not the only surprise we have for you. We also have an IGN first credit. Full credit to IGN here for the full Jey Uso full entrance here. And if you want it in all its glory with all its entrance music and everything. I will leave a link in the description below. But look at this beautiful entrance of our Royal Rumble 2025 winner. Main event, Jey Uso. And again, his model looks incredible. Look at his hair. His hair looks fantastic. Now, are we going to get the whole crowd doing the Uso down since day one, down since day one, it's just me, just me, Are we gonna get the whole? Are we gonna get it all? We're gonna have to wait and see. But like again, that crowd just takes you right out of it. So many of the same models with a different T-shirt, all with short, very lame hair, all looking so samey. Okay, so they're kind of bowing down. Okay, so we do get the fans at least doing this, but they're more just bowing down. They're not even doing this. Do you notice that? Like a lot of them are doing like a full bow. Ugh. I hate the crowd, man. I'm sorry. I really hate how the crowd looks in this game because everything else looks so polished and so beautiful. Like that Rock model, Roman Reigns model, they look fantastic. And then the crowd looks like they're straight off the Xbox 360. You know what I'm saying? It's not there for me. But last but certainly not least, we got Jey. Now, feel the glow. We've got the one, the only, Trinity Batu, also known as Naomi. Let's take a look and feel the glow. Naomi. Okay. That looks cool. But again, look at that crowd from like it just straight up looks like it's from SmackDown versus Raw 2011. That crowd does not look like it's been updated in 15 years. Maybe a little bit more polish on them. But my God, they look so bad. None of them have any hair sticking out. It's all short hair or short tied back for the lady. Like, no. And then just a couple of different T-shirts over the same models. Just so lifeless. Ugh. I mean, NBA 2K, like, the crowd in those games aren't perfect, but they're a lot better than these. And it's bad, man. Because the crowd is such a big part of the show. Ugh. But I love this entrance. Look at the glowing, everything. Naomi looks great. Model looks fantastic. I think they did a very good job here with Naomi's entrance. Facial features a little off. Not loving how when they try and make their mouths move and animate. Not looking great so far. Just kind of having the teeth hanging out a lot. Kind of weird. Yeah, what's with the teeth being out all the time? It's kind of weird. A lot of teeth. I'll say that, chat. A lot of teeth in these animations. But yeah, the crowd for me, it really takes me out of it. So that's going to do it as far as all our new updates for WWE 2K25 as of now. Again, we are going to have a big video if the rumors are true and we do lose cross-platform community creations, and they're fully just getting rid of like PC. They're separating PC from the rest of the ecosystem, and that's why we're not getting the island over there. It's a lot to unpack. I've heard the rumors, just like I'm sure many of you have, but as soon as we get confirmation, I will make a video on that. I'm just waiting to get full confirmation that we are genuinely losing cross-platform community creations, at least from the PC side, so that you're not able to get the modded My Faction characters and everything over on the other consoles, because some of the, modders have been throwing those up there in prior years. So, again, I've got a lot of opinions on that, especially if they're pulling massive features from the game, like the island away from PC players. If they're taking that away from us, and one look here also, some of the ratings here for some of the wrestlers, some of the superstars. If you didn't see that on Raw, did get released the other night on Raw. But if we really are losing a lot of stuff for PC, all because they don't like modders modding their game, even though it's what drives a lot of this, all in the sake of they're desperate for microtransactions in a game that only gets supported online and only gets proper support for a year and a half. And they're asking for 180 Canadian dollars, over $180 this year for the Ultimate Edition of the game. The Bloodline Edition is going to be over $180 this year. And they're mad because they can't score some microtransactions out of you at the same time. Like, it just starts sounding like a lot of corporate greed and a lot of stuff. Again, I don't want to bring down this video. I don't want to bring you guys down. But I have a lot of thoughts on what's going on behind the scenes. Again, nothing to do with the developers of these games. I know Brian Williams and the folks developing this game are doing everything they can to implement all the things we want in a wrestling game and are doing their best. But it's more of an issue with AAA studios as a whole and the amount of sheer greed. Like, I personally, I don't know about you, let me know in the feedback down below, your comments, whether you agree or not. But I think microtransactions in a game that does not have a free-to-play version, if the game's not free-to-play, it should not be allowed to have microtransactions. Microtransactions should be 100% illegal in any game that is not free-to-play. That's my opinion. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. But again, microtransactions as soon as they started leaking into these wrestling games, I knew Community Creations and Creation Suite as a whole was only going to go downhill. And since then, I mean, we lost body and face morphing, and I just think it's a matter of time before we lose Community Creations as a whole, or at least it gets stripped down. And not having cross-platform Community Creations, it's just step one, right? That's just one of many steps, I'm sure. So, anyways, dubious ones. I don't want to be all doom and gloom. Again, right now, it's just a rumor. So, again, if we get confirmation, I will make a full video on that. So, stay tuned to the channel. Make sure, as always, you are subscribed to the channel. But more importantly, go follow me at mr.dubbs86 on X/Twitter so you never miss a video, because the way the algorithm in YouTube works nowadays, even if you are subscribed, half the time you don't get notified when I put up a new video. So make sure you follow me on X at mr.dubbs86. Again, link in the description down below. But until the next one, dubious ones, I appreciate you guys so much. And again, sound off in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. What are you looking forward to in this game? Do you agree with my stance on things? Do you disagree? Either way, I want to hear from you. Let's talk about it. Anyways, until the next one, dubious ones, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. English hard sometimes, eh? But thank you all so much, and until the next one,